Welcome to the Upward Training Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about strength training and the myths that come around them. So if you think strength training is only for bodybuilders or powerlifters, you're not alone. But what if I told you that some of the most common beliefs about lifting weights are completely wrong? In fact, these myths might be holding you back from achieving your fitness goals. Let's debunk them now. So the first one that I have is lifting weights makes women bulky. So here's the main reason why that's not true. Most women don't have enough testosterone that men do to get that bulky, defined look that most men get whenever they train really hard. And most of the time, those men are already taking either steroids or they're already taking testosterone replacement therapy to add more testosterone to get that more defined chisel look and build more muscle. So that's the main reason why. But it's also, it doesn't just come down to that. It has to be very intentional to get that built, boxy look that people are talking about. And mainly that comes with eating, more protein, eating more calories in general. It's super hard to actually get those, to reach that calorie goal, because it's just not a natural amount. You have to be very intentional in what you're eating and also how much you're eating. So it doesn't work out as much. It's not just you pick up a dumbbell or you start, using a barbell and you're going to be completely jacked and look super swole. That's just not how it works. So that's the first one. The second one that I have is cardio is the best way to lose fat. I will say cardio is the best way to lose weight. Now, there's a difference between losing fat and losing weight. Here's the difference. When you lose weight, you're factoring in fat, but also muscle lost. And what you want to do is minimize the least amount of muscle that you're losing. So cardio does help you lose weight. You'll lose a quick amount of weight on the scale. But if you're doing a bunch of cardio, it's going to be losing muscle. You're going to be not as strong. You're not going to be burning as many calories throughout the day because that's what muscle helps with. It's very expensive tissue calorie-wise. So that's the first thing. In reality, cardio does burn more calories than a typical strength training workout does. But if you look at it in the long run, it's not helping you burn more calories while you're not, filming a video or sitting on the couch watching TV or just working at your desk or doing whatever. And it also makes your body more efficient with calories, which is not always a good thing. The third thing that I have is strength training decreases flexibility. That is not necessarily true. In some instances, doing so will make it harder to be, it does make it more difficult to be flexible if you are just working on strength and building muscle. But if you're working in mobility, focusing on getting a good stretch in, a good warm up and cool down at the end, you can still stay flexible through strength training. You don't just have to do yoga or bar classes or Pilates, whatever modality you want for stretching. But no, it doesn't just make you unflexible. Now, I'll go back to the first point. If you are bulky, like most bodybuilders are, it's going to be hard to reach your back because of the amount of muscles, but you gotta pick and choose your poison. My fourth point is women should train differently than men. That is a myth because it's really the same thing. Strength training is going to be the same thing for most people. It's just, what do you want to focus on for body parts? So for women, it's usually lower body. It's glutes, hamstrings, quads. And then they typically want to work on their back so they get that hourglass figure. For men, typically the opposite. You still need to focus on each body part. but they want to have a built-out chest. They want to have nice broad shoulders, work on their lats kind of the same way, and have big arms. So it's really just, what you want to piece together. And it doesn't change. It's still progressive overload. It's still using resistance, whether that's free weights, machines, rubber bands, you name it. It's still progressive overload and using resistance in some way. My fifth and final point, or myth, I would say, is strength training is only for young people. And I think this is where it gets mixed up for most people. They think, I used to, bench 225 in my 20s and 30s, but now that I'm in my 40s, 50s, whatever, that's just not for me. It may not be for you to bench that much. You may not need it or want to, but the thing is, as you get older, from what I've read and what studies have shown, is after 40, you begin to slowly decrease in strength after you're 40. So I would say you need it more, and not necessarily, going for PRs or going for 1 rep maxes, but, still incorporating, still going to the gym to get a good workout in to stay healthy, not necessarily for strength or physique wise. It's at that point, it's staying healthy, having enough muscle to where your body is insulin resistant, so that you don't get type 2 diabetes, so that you don't get all these other things that come around when you have no muscle. Plus, nobody wants to be weak whenever they're old man. You want to be that strong old man, have that old man strength, as they say. So I go through all these myths. How do you get started? Well, the first thing is to start a routine. Now, you need to start where you are. Now, that could be you are never gone to the gym before, never done anything. What I suggest for you is going 1 day a week to the gym. Just getting a layout of the land, seeing what you can do, seeing what weights are best for you, if you prefer machines or free weights, or doing cables, whatever works for you. And then after that, you'd want to see, okay, what do I need to focus on? Because that's the next most important thing. You can go to the gym and just, F around and, not, just do whatever random thing you see. But if you don't have a plan, then you're just basically spinning your tires in the mud and you're not getting anywhere. For women, it's basically you want to focus on your lower body and hit your upper body at least once or twice a week. For men at this stage, you want to focus on your upper body, build nice arms, build chest, build shoulders, and work on your back. And then same thing, work at least once or twice on your lower body at least once or twice a week. If you're in an intermediate stage, so you've been going for a little bit, you kind of understand what you need to do, start adding in more sessions or going to the gym more workouts, doing 2 or 3 to 4 a week. You can obviously add in more if time permits, but this is sort of the best range for intermediate people that are, want to see results and have experience in lifting and knowing what to do. Same thing applies. Best thing at this point is to have a full body workout so that you hit at least, upper and lower, core, and your back every day or every workout. Just in case you don't get to the fourth one, you're not skipping a muscle group, and it's, you keep doing that every week, and then, I haven't hit, back in, 4 weeks now, and then you get back into it, and it's more underdeveloped than the rest of your body. Same thing applies for women. 3 to 4 days, make sure that you have that plan, and that at some point you put in a deload. And that means taking down the weight significantly, working on form, making sure that everything looks good. And that goes for men as well. but just having a nice deload week so that then you can go back into it and start ramping it back up. For the advanced people, this is when you need to start dialing in on your diet more. Best thing I can say is to focus on macros. So that's protein, carbs, and fats. I would say speak to a dietitian or nutritionist on this, just so that you can get it more personalized for you. But it really depends on your goals, your physique goals. If you want to build more muscle, you want to be in a more anabolic state, which is having more protein, having enough calories so that you can build muscle. If you want to lose more fat, that's usually eating in a slight deficit and also restricting carbs. You still want to have protein, you still want to have fats, but having more of a ketogenic diet is more focused on that. But going back and forth would be the most ideal for you. So if you're ready to take control of your fitness goal, I've created a free fat loss guide that includes tips and exercises to get you started with strength training. Check for the link in the description and download it from my website. So just to wrap it up, we talked about 5 different myths that most people hear or encounter about strength training. It kind of keeps them, from getting into it. The real thing is just do your own research. Don't listen to what some keyboard warrior has to say or what somebody has to say about, fitness that if they look the part, then okay, maybe listen to them. But if they don't, they probably don't know what they're talking about. All right, guys. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.